we might have ourselves a little trim in the works right here. So this long position right here is up about 28 pips. It's hit above our 40 and sold back off. And so I don't know if it's going to continue, but this is definitely a sticky spot. So I think I might take my winnings on this trade and run. So he's 28 pips in the money, and this guy's out of the money, negative 60. So that'll be a 1750 unit trim. All right, so what we'll do is we're gonna take our in the money position and we're gonna close it 100%. And then this position, we're gonna partially close 1750. But I'm gonna hesitate just a minute on this and just see if this will pull back a little bit. So we sold that at 1.35589. Let's just draw us a line. 1.35589. So that's where we sold it. So anything below that line would be a little bit of gravy, but we're also a little bit off balanced on our hedge. So it's kind of like a 2-for-1 if we can get it done. If not, we'll take on just a little bit of extra risk. All right, well, that did not work out as planned. So now the top one's in the money. I'm going to actually close him 100% as well. So now I'm off balanced. I'm holding 93.42 on the bottom side, and I'm going to try and play this pullback. So we'll see what happens. But that 630 candle shot straight up about 60, 70 pips. Looks like it's kind of starting to pull back now. We'll see. That was a little bit of a wild 630 candle. That was a rodeo. And kind of a little bit of intense morning, actually. Finally, we had a market that finished and did something worthwhile, because for like 60 days, it just roll around and wouldn't move outside 30 or 40 pips. And so anyway, off a hunch, I'm like, I bet this thing engulfs this back. So I wrote it out. We dropped our 5,000 unit position. Then we dropped the 4,342 unit position, and that one was dropped at 1.36153. So I dropped one here, dropped one here. We made money on both of those, and then I just waited. I kind of was like, we're unbalanced. I get it. I had a buy stop up above, and I'm like, I'm gonna let this thing reel it back, reel it on home, which it did. It's not like we engulfed everything, but I mean, considering where we were or where it could have been, rode her back 72 pips. I wouldn't mind a little bit more, but we're probably going to start losing some volume here on a Friday afternoon. So the real question is what to do. And typically, I would suggest hedging up for the weekend. I really would. It's just kind of up to you. I mean, if you feel a little aggressive, a little risk taker, you could sit on this over the weekend and see where she shows up Sunday evening or Monday morning, or you could pick up your hedge right here. So let's just update our calculator. We're actually holding no positions on the blue chart now, and we're holding 9,342. And you're probably going, why didn't you trim that? Why did you not trim that with those long positions? And here's the reason why. Something to think about. I closed those long positions for a profit, and I kept the short side at the units I had, because it's now a heavy side. And as that pulls back, you're just gathering up more money in a quicker pace. So eventually, when I do decide to pick up the buy stop, I'll probably trim this position. Maybe that 1750 that we were originally planning on trimming, maybe a little bit more, because we had two positions, and so we can trim that off and then balance our hedge when the time comes. So I'm leaving that for the pullback, and then once I'm done with the pullback, trim it, balance the hedge. So that's the thought process. Doesn't mean it's right. And if you're a little bit like, hey, that's too much risk for me, don't do that. If you're feeling a little bit like, hey, I feel like this is a good trade, I feel like there's more room to the downside. Yeah, that's one thing you can do is let that side work and then trim it later. I say we take a look at some questions and see what's out there. All right. One person wrote, "Hey Chad, what is the greatest distance in pips you ever had between short and long positions?" And I will be very honest. I'd say 500-600 pips. Sometimes there's like a little straggler out there that just hangs out, and you're just chugging away as the market's moving in one direction, and you kind of leave a little breadcrumb. So I don't know if that's right or wrong, but every once in a while you get one that just, it's like a dangler, it just won't go away. It's hanging out there.